Welcome back to the driveway. It's Don from Driveway Q and Brews, and today we're doing a backyard classic, a beautiful pork butt, putting this Z-Grill 700 D4E to work. Let's get to cooking. The first step in the process is making sure that you prepare your pork butt. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add mustard as a binder to really make sure all those seasonings that we're gonna drop on here are gonna stick and that they're gonna stay. So what I'm trying to do, hopefully successfully, is keep one hand free of touching the meat for adding seasoning and using my other hand to spread. Now, the one thing that I like to do is what's called, I guess, is the pan method. I like to cook the pork butt in the pan because it allows that fat to render down. I'm gonna cook this one fat side down. It allows all those juices to incorporate, and it basically bastes in its own juices, because once we get the color right, we're gonna cover this up and it's gonna continue to roast, and it really helps make this pork butt extremely tender. Now, as you can see, I am using 3 different types of seasoning today. Pork Perfect, which has been on my radar for a long time, some Kinder's All-Purpose, and some seasoned salt, just to kind of help blend and bring all the flavors of the pork out. Definitely want to make sure you hit it on all sides. Now, after we get this all seasoned up, we're going to pop it in the fridge so that we can start up our pellet grill and get it starting to heat up. Right, the temperature is right where we want it. So we're going to go ahead and place the pork butt on the smoker. Phase 1 begin. Now that we've got the pork butt on the pit and the Z-Grill's dialed in, it's time to focus on the chef's fuel. And today, we're pairing this cook with a Newcastle Brown Ale. Now, if you've never had that before, it is a legendary British brown ale. And the reason that I chose it for today's cook is all about the flavor profile. Newcastle has this amazing malty sweetness, and when you pair that with the bark from the spices and the sugars that caramelize over the time, you talk about a dynamic, made in heaven barbecue matchup. Oh, that is so good. Why fire up just one smoker when you can fire up 2? Let me show you what I got on the Kamado. Nothing wrong with a little appetizer, and nobody makes stuffed jalapenos better than HEB, unless you do it yourself. Okay, so we're a little over 4 hours into the cook, and one of the things that you need to take into consideration is that we're not cooking for a specific temperature. We're going by color. So in this particular case, I've achieved the color that I want on the bark. Now it's time to wrap it, because wrapping it is going to trap its own juices in there. It's going to continue to braise and smoke, and it's going to make it extremely tender. Let's check on these jalapenos and see how they're looking. Oh man, that looks so good. I'm pretty sure you could wrap anything in bacon and I'd eat it. Test this puppy out and see how she tastes. That's so good. Time for another brew. Well, there's a lot of people out there that will tell you that you need to cook a pork butt to exactly 203 degrees and then pull it from the pit. I'm here to tell you that's not how we do it. You're cooking to probe tenderness. Right there in that section, it's a little bit tough. And so what we want to do is we want to cook until it's peanut butter consistency all the way through. So you don't always want to rely on just what a digital thermometer says. Every piece of meat cooks differently, and you got to treat it that way. All right, time to check this and see where we're at. Now remember, we're looking for probe tenderness. We're good there. We're good there. We're good there. We are good all around. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to set it in the cooler and let it rest while we work on our sides. And then my favorite part, the taste test. All right, everybody, we're at the best part, and that is the reveal. So let's take this aluminum foil off and see what we have here. That is beautiful. Now, what I need to do is drain some of that juice. We don't want all of that in there because that will make you sick. But some of that au jus is really good. So let me go dump some of this and we'll be right back and we'll do the shred. All right, we've got the excess au jus drained off. So the first thing that I like to do is see how clean that bone comes out. And that is a perfectly clean bone. Now, if you're any good at doing any type of pork butt, you don't need those forks to shred it with. Let's see how it is. I don't know about y'all, but I'd say that pork is pretty tender. Let's build a sandwich and see how it tastes. What do you think? All right, everybody, we have got the finished product. And remember, just to kind of recap, you season the pork butt like you want, you put it on there. A lot of people really dial into a certain temperature. That is not how we do it. We dial in till probe tenderness. When that was going in with almost zero resistance, that's when I pulled it. I let it rest for about an hour, and then this is the end product. It's shredded like butter. And now I've got some Kinder's Gold, and we're gonna try this sandwich out here. Sauce bon. For all you non-Cajuns, that means it is good. That does it for another episode of Driveway Q and Brews. Until next time, keep the smoke rolling and the brews flowing. I'm gonna eat some more of this sandwich.